I thought long and hard about commenting on Rosalee's situation. Now, when they invented this app, TikTok, little did they know that 85% of the people on there, except for the people who are doing business on there, would be Jamaicans. They have taken over that app from the beginning of time, from it first came into existence. And I have to include myself, even though I don't go on there begging, arguing with people. I just post some of my content here from YouTube, as I post also on Instagram and Facebook. But last week, there's a young lady, everyone should have heard this or know of her by now. She's one of the most popular persons on TikTok. Her name is Rosalee. Now, Rosalee started off many years back selling peanut downtown Kingston, Jamaica. I guess in the market area. I'm in the US. I am Jamaican, but I do know that they have markets in Jamaica. Yes, I don't visit or whatever, but I know. So somewhere in Jamaica, she's selling peanuts. And I don't know who introduced her to TikTok, but somehow she made her way to TikTok. She started out like everyone else, trying to build her subscribers and so on and so forth. But the big thing about TikTok, as a lot of us already know, if you are able to sit there for the entire day and night, you don't even take a bathroom break. You don't take showers. You don't do anything. You wake up in the morning. Some people, they just wake up. They even start their life while they're in their beds. The minute they wake up, didn't brush their teeth, didn't wash their faces, comb their hair, nothing. Just the way they wake up, they start their life. And the reason they do this is because the minute they turn on their live, money's making. Okay, they're earning. And they would sit there for days and days and weeks into months into years. It has even been, it has cost lives. Because they get into arguments with other people, confrontation, I should say. But they're online, they're behind their phone, and they think they and these people will never meet. And somehow, all of these phones tell your location, as well as someone could also set you up, give someone your location. And people have lost their lives. Like I said, if you're familiar with TikTok, then you would have known all of this. And this has been going on for quite some time. Men and women, boys and girls, not young children, but anywhere from maybe say 18, 20 and up, have lost their lives because of TikTok. They get envious of each other when gifters, say for instance, celebrity gifters, Nicki Minaj is one of them, and she gives to a lot of people, and when she does, she gives them a lion. I don't know what is bigger than that. I'm sure there are. But lion, I think, pays like $400. And if you're not working anywhere and you're sitting there all day, and all of a sudden Nicki Minaj discovers your page or your channel, whatever, and give you 4, 5, 7, up to 7 lion, that's like almost $3,000 you've made already. Okay, yes, TikTok get a percentage of what you earn, but I am telling you, it makes you forget everything. It makes you forget family, forget your children have to go to school, just forgets everything. All you do, it's like an addiction. You're addicted to this app. But it's not so much addicted to TikTok, it's the money. The fact that you don't have to get up and go out and, go on transit, mass transit, whatever. You don't have to drive in traffic. You don't have to take the bus. You don't have to walk, whatever the case. You just wake up and start your life from your bed, and you just sit in your mess for the entire day into the night. you know, uh, and you're making money. Okay, and nobody envy these people. Yes, I have a job, that I love going to. I've been on this particular job for 15 years, but I've always worked and also have always had my own business. So, yeah, it's fine that you can just sit there and money comes into you, but it creates a lot of problem. So for Rosalee, she's involved with a gentleman. They live together for quite a few years because they have two children, school-age children together. But the fact that she's the one earning the money, of course. But the fact that she doesn't have time for the children, so it is all on the man, and he doesn't work any place, and he doesn't have to because she's a lot of money are coming in from TikTok, so he really doesn't have to work, and that's fine because he sits there, he takes care of the kids. I guess he gets them out to school. I don't know if he has to pick them up, but it sounds as though they're able to take the public transportation and find their way home, because I've heard her many times asking the daughter, where's your brother and all that sort of thing. But she's been watched, and she has been watched over the past maybe year or two, and she doesn't know the authorities are watching her. No, they've taken away both her children. Like I said, in the middle of sometime last week, this happened. And first she was crying a lot. She cried about it. She was on social media and she cried. People felt sorry for her, start sending her more gifts and everything. And Rosalee, she's also into this series. She had a young man by the name of Akeem. They have a thing going. Yes, they have a thing going, even though she lives with another man. I guess there's some kind of understanding there, and based on what I'm seeing and hearing Akeem, his side of the story, they're not having sex, they're not intimate, but he does take her out, treat her nice, buy her little gifts, they party and what have you. So I don't know what is going to happen to these children, okay? Because I do believe they're going to put them in foster care. They might even separate the boy, separate both of them, okay? Put them in separate foster care homes. And, it's just a lot. It's just a lot going on there. I don't know. I wouldn't say I blame the gifters, because even if they didn't give her a gift, maybe she would go back to selling peanuts. But she's doing fine. She hasn't left the neighborhood. She lives in like the ghetto part of Kingston, and she hasn't moved out. But she says she has the money. She could buy a place or whatever. She could do much better than she's showing us on social media. But the things that she says while she's on live, she doesn't pause. She doesn't say, excuse me, let me step away for a few minutes and deal with my children. She will call them to go out and buy cigarettes. No, these are underage children. I live in the U.S. and I know that they would never sell cigarettes or alcohol to underage children, but apparently in Jamaica they do that. I understand that the store is not very far. It's right there, right there where she lives. Maybe just outside her door, there's a little store there. And like I said, the authorities have been watching her. They've contacted her. And I guess she just totally ignored them. She probably just said, they're not going to do anything, because my kids are going to school. She's providing and everything. But the kids are not there now. The father yesterday, he was on live. He was begging money. That upset her when she found out. Because he's starting to tell the people on live about the case with the children, and apparently he's not supposed to say anything to the public. Okay, if they were going to have any discussion, it should be between her and the mother, or maybe a lawyer or whatever. But they have not said that they've been able to see these children, and that's a problem. That's a problem. That's how bad it is. Okay, they said that maybe the father can visit, but the mother cannot, because last week, people listen to these things and wonder if something yes, this is real. she made it clear that she's so frustrated at time that she would unalive the children, unalive the man. I don't know if she said she would unalive herself, but she did say she would set the house on fire. And I guess this was the last straw. I guess when they saw that, or maybe someone called them. If they didn't see this for themselves, the authorities, maybe someone called them and informed them that this is what Rosalee is threatening to do, and maybe she's suicidal or whatever the case may be. And they came and they took the children, not from the house. They went to the school where these kids attend and take the children from there. I guess they notified her maybe after, or maybe the school notified her that they came and they took your children. She was seen out partying the other night with the same young man I spoke of. I'm not going to get into that whole series with her and Akeem and another brother, Akeem's brother, and another young lady. I'm not going to go there with that. I am just going to just stick to the subject, and we're speaking about Rosalee not having her children with her. And, you know, what is going to be the outcome here? You know, the same gentleman I spoke of, even though I don't want to talk about him, the young man said he went and he got her a lawyer because he wasn't sure how this whole thing works. Can they just get a lawyer, go to court, and then, you know, will they return the children to the parents? But I don't think it is that easy. And she is still on social media acting wild and crazy and cursing, and she hasn't taken a break. And the reason she cannot take a break, because that's her paycheck. She cannot get off social media. Other people are cursing her out. She's cursing them back. And it's just going on and on. Like I said, I wasn't going to come here and speak on this. But when people are gifting you, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars a week, a month, or day, whatever, why would you go to work? Why should you work? No, the average Jamaican that I know of, let's just say Caribbean people on a whole, we're not lazy. We're not looking for handouts. Even living here in the U.S., we're not trying to get food stamps and all these things. Maybe during COVID, a lot of us receive cards, you know, with money on there, or the government was giving out, you know, $1,200 a week or month or whatever the case may be, and everybody benefit, everyone, because everything was shut down. But overall, Jamaicans, we like to get up. We're very ambitious, you know, and independent. We like to go out and earn our own money. So this is what TikTok is doing, and I don't know. There was a time a couple of months back, and maybe the start of 2025, that they said they were going to do away with TikTok, and people were in a panic, like, where am I going to get money? These people refuse to go out and look for work. And if you scroll on TikTok, you should see the people there. They're people my age group. They're all kind of people there doing all sorts of things. Okay, they have dating shows on there. They have people cooking. People who just sit and just mumble and go on and on and on all day.